Hey everyone, welcome to episode 110 of Formidable Opponents, a show that pits three people who have known each other virtually their entire lives in a series of conversations as we argue what is best in a variety of fun, engaging, and critical pop culture topics we all debate about. I'm Randall, and with me as always, Bob and Joseph, and this week's topic is Best I Miss You Song. During the past month, we've covered love, we've covered regret, now we cover memory. The difference today is that the songs about missing someone don't have to necessarily involve a former romantic interest. It could be a family member, friend, or colleague you've lost. Music doesn't carry all the answers to why, but music lends itself as a guide to better understand a reaction, more so than an event. Sometimes it's the healing, sometimes it's the consort, a repository to examine the emotions of loss. Think about all the people that have crossed your path. The people you miss who are no longer present. Those who have parted ways with us. So many songs allow us to relive those memories and help to fill that emotional void. That's why the I Miss You song is so important. These musical pints of ice cream are also just fun to examine. The vocal gymnastics, the overdramatic videos where the lead singer is wandering an empty street, bonus points if it's during the cold or the rain. This week, we are here to honor the songs for helping us wallow in our own misery. The musical catharsis that gives a sound to our pain. The proverbial soundtrack to our tears. This week, Formidable Opponents debate and discuss Best I Miss You song. As always, I'm joined by two guys whom, if I don't see them on Zoom once a week, I miss them like the deserts miss the rain. Bob and Joseph, how are you guys?
The 90s. That's a good song. That's a good song.
That's a good song.
I like that one.
We've talked about that one, haven't we?
I don't think so. I think it's
I think we spoke. No, we spoke about it with the girls,
with the millennials, right?
The Millennials.
Oh yeah,
I believe,
shout outs to them. Yeah,
I think
shout, let it
Lindy
all out.
picked it as something, either worst video or whatever. I know, but the
Those
song
damn Canadians and their weird picks.
Good song.
So how are you guys doing? You guys doing
What's
okay?
going on?
Yeah, doing good. A little tired, a little good, but I'm good.
We're recording on a rare Tuesday night, so
getting real wild. I'm drinking herbal tea and I'm getting ready for bed after this. It's gonna go crazy.
We need to get through this February month. I'm sick and tired of talking about love.
Love, looking for love.
Getting this done.
We're getting it done tonight, guys. So let's start off with the questions.
Any advice on love after this? I'm sorry. Go ahead.
Okay, guys. A lot of crossover with the past few topics, as you guys mentioned. Tell us about why the I Miss You song is in a category of its own. What separates it from an apology or heartbreak song? Do you think certain genres express the theme more effectively? What do you guys think about the I Miss You song?
Oh, man, the I Miss You song, it separates itself because in most, you know what I noticed? There's a lot of I Miss You or Miss You songs out there titled Miss You or Missing You or I Miss You. Jesus Christ, people. Any more obvious? I think you can hear it in the lyrics, and obviously a lot of them say I miss you in them, but it really stands out rather than just the I'm sorry song or I love you song. The I miss you song usually is more heartfelt because it could be about a past lover, it could be about a family member, somebody who's passed on, it could be about, anything or anyone. Right. At any point in time, and it connects to a ton of emotion. So we see and read and hear and listen to and sing along with a lot of great lyrics, and I think the I Miss You song really, really stands out.
Dude, does a specific genre express the theme more effectively? I think so, and that's coming from me who likes what I like, and hey, you can write an I Miss You song in any genre of music, but I think there's something like I don't want to say like the soft rock or well, maybe not, man, because I'm trying. I thought it's easier to convey this message in a more somber tone or a specific genre, but I guess it really doesn't. I kind of thought I had something there, but I blanked. So let's move on, shall we? No.
I noticed a lot of in the 60s and like the have you seen her? Have you seen her? Baby, have you see a lot of that stuff?
I wanted to believe that it was just like it could be just genre specific.
It was real.
It's really not though. As I was getting into possibly telling my argument, it's really not. We had that, the 50s, it's the 50s, right? 50s, 60s, the Temptation stuff, the doo-wop. Yes. I don't want to call it the doo-wop era, but You know,
Motown,
it's
doo-wop,
the
yeah.
Motown.
Yeah.
It's I mean, they're not. It wasn't
Soul
soft
Train, baby,
rock.
Soul Train.
It wasn't like disco or anything. But there's disco "I Miss You" songs.
Ain't no disco.
So
Was
Yeah.
there?
Please Don't Go
I'm sure
by
there is.
Casey and the
I want
Sunshine.
you-
Jeffrey
yeah.
Dahmer's theme, yeah.
Just gonna show you some pictures.
Okay, so themes of longing versus pain. So let's contextualize that. It's a different emotion.
Textualize.
I Miss You songs focus on the positivity of the memories, as you guys pointed out. Longing for a reunion rather than dwelling on painful memories and the betrayal of heartbreak. So I think the best genre that expresses heartbreak, or I should say expresses I miss you, is Spanish music. I mean, we're Mexican American. We grew up in a border town. We should know more Spanish, but we gave that up when the Sega Genesis entered our lives. So we don't know as much Spanish as we should. But when you grow up listening to grown men howling and cry shouting in a language you only been shouted at when you've done something wrong, you know it's intense. And we love Spanish
Vicente
music.
Fernandez.
Yes.
That's right.
Absolutely, at the very top. And we love Spanish music. Maná, Control Machete, Sublime. We love them all. I think you can't go wrong with a Spanish song about longing and missing. I think that's more emotional than any of these genres.
I actually think that we're like an emotional culture. So, I mean, like if you watch The Young and the Restless and you're like, that's drama. Then you see a Spanish novela, that's fucking drama, bro. That's crazy. I think we're just an emotional people. So that kind of music just connects with us.
We are gluttons for punishment. I will share something that
And tacos.
yeah, non-gluten glutton. When we went to a few funerals, something that my wife, who's Caucasian, didn't experience when she would go to funerals in her family was, you know how at the end, guys, when you know the wake or the rosary is complete and there's a montage of photos with like sad music and intertwined with like, you know, ponds and, you know, heaven and all this stuff. She was like, I've never seen that before. That was, you know, a different experience for me. I'm like, no, we are gluttons for punishment. We want to like hug the coffin as it's being lowered. You know, but yeah, as a people, Mexican Americans are really sympathetic and
just don't fall in, Randall.
Just don't. I once fell into a plot. Yeah.
Don't mention that, Randall. I know. I'm gonna let the joke be.
Just in case. I was Paul Bear and I fell in a graveyard.
Let's move on. So, you know, he was strong enough to pull himself out, like, you know, the sexy chick in a swimming pool. He was able to do that move to get himself out.
I had a lot of old women cry screaming, not him too.
Fucking take him and bring the other one back.
So I Miss You songs often include certain cliches and tropes. What are some of the common elements you've noticed? And do you think they enhance or detract from the emotional message?
Well, I mean, I mentioned it earlier, I miss you. Like, you don't have to fucking say I miss you in the song. It doesn't have to be the title of your song or the main lyric in your chorus to say I miss you. Like, more than words, man. More than words. Fucking goddamn it. Okay? Need you to show. More tropes. I saw a lot of music videos, which I'm sure you all did, which I love to do whenever we talk music and this topic. And there's a lot of crying or like the single tear. And it's very dramatic. Like, nobody like fucking sobbing. Like, oh, fuck, I miss this person so much. It's just a single tear, you know what I mean? And a lot of black and white or like shadowy, like, you know, lying in bed, like staring at the ceiling type of shit. I would say that that's the biggest tropes that I've seen so far.
I don't think they detract from them because I know that all three of our selections have the lyric "I miss you" at least once, if not, you know, twice,
if not way too many times.
So we're kind of like it's yes, we're making fun of the fact that yes, saying it in the song either one, you know, a few times or not is very cliche. It is what it is. I guess that's what that kind of. Well, no, I mean it makes it clearer to the listener that it's an "I Miss You" song. But no, I don't think they detract from anything like the emotional message. You kind of, it's like you mentioned, we're gluttons for pain. We want to see something that helps us. What's the word I'm looking? Conceptualize what we're feeling and connect with it. So see, that guy's in pain too. He knows what I feel.
I've laid in bed at night and stared up at the ceiling.
But we didn't look as handsome as some of these guys. So
No.
with a ceiling fan,
We
just
definitely
sort of
weren't there
shading
laying with our shirts off and whatnot for no
Just-
particular reason.
just our pants. Yeah.
Their pants. Jonas.
So
Clearly
guys,
walking around without any pants.
so guys, how do you think the music videos of the "I Miss You" songs contribute to the overall emotional impact of the song? Do you have a favorite music video in this category that differs from your selection?
They do. I mean, they do kind of help. It's go ahead, bro.
Yeah, can I mention one? I actually wanted to talk about one.
Go ahead.
Go for it.
We were mentioning that we were talking about this before we got on the show. Yeah. Randall is going to a Blink-182 concert. Blink-182's "I Miss You" music video. Can we talk about that part?
Like, you?
Yes.
I'm gonna put that one in. It's better than mine. Okay.
Yes, dude. The song is very good. The lyrics are very deep.
Yes,
they're very poetic.
Very.
And I don't mind. What's his name, Joseph? I don't mind him singing
Tom
the chorus.
DeLonge.
Yeah, DeLonge.
Or Tom.
No,
wait, who's
Tom DeLonge.
The chorus?
Yeah, Tom DeLonge. I don't mind him singing the chorus.
Yeah,
Waste your time.
yeah. That's right.
But I hate that. Where are you? That fucking. He overdoes the shit out of that. Emotional. Black eyeshadow, fucking punk, emo bullshit that he's trying to pull off with his lip ring. I did not like that part of the. Like he ruins like the.
It did take away from Mark
Hoppus, like his
opening.
Yeah, he's singing and he's got the somber tone and the music goes with it. And then you get, where are you? Real high. God damn
I know.
It. Fucking ruins it.
Still a good song. It's still a good song, right?
Yes.
But that part kind of comes in out of nowhere. It's like if you never, I think if like, because there's like these videos on YouTube and sometimes I hate them and that just means I'm getting older, where like these young like 20-year-olds, 20 to like 24. 20 to 24-year-olds are like listening to songs from our childhood, like the 90s and the early 2000s, and they're like, they don't know who it is. Anyway, I think if you played this song for somebody who's never heard it before, they would think like, oh, it's such a good song. And then that part would come out and freak them out just like it does us.
It's a very different shift in the song because you have Mark Hoppus, hello there, the angel from my nightmare. And then you go, how are you? All of a sudden you have Jerry Lewis from 1967 coming out. You're like, what's going on?
The fuck, man? I thought I was into a tearjerker. This psycho jumping out of nowhere.
I'm so sorry. Yeah, you fucking should be.
The spiders. They should have bit you, you bastard.
And that's Randy's gonna go see them live. That's cool. Yeah. Did you say that? Did you mention you're gonna go see them?
Yeah, I am. It's my son's first concert. He wants to go see Blink-182. They're coming, and so I hope they play this song so
of course,
he can feel my pain. Yes,
but it's not like okay. It's so
he's gonna be like, we came to see these fucking guys.
I don't want people to think that we're shitting on Blink-182. They're one of our
they're
one of our favorite bands.
One of our favorite bands.
From
we can give shit to our favorite bands, man.
Yes, and when they screw up a song, because Tom has his own good songs on his own, like where he sang the lead, but he's
bringing out the UFO information. So good for you, Tom.
He kind of screwed that part up right after that great opening by Mark.
Can I probably unpopular opinion? I don't think it's that bad. I think you have to shift the tone in that song. You can't say you can't continue with Mark Hoppus with asking where are you. The tone has to shift into desperation, and I think Tom DeLonge is a better whiny singer, so therefore this has a whiny tone.
All it made me want to do was desperately turn the fucking song off.
I don't hate it. I think it's pretty decent. But let me ask you guys about this video, because I think when you do an "I Miss You" video, you have to be simple. And as I was watching these videos, I noticed that they were all pretty simple. But the one that stuck to my mind was Sinead O'Connor's "Nothing Compares to You."
Yeah, for sure.
Visual storytelling, aesthetics, character portrayal, symbolism and metaphor, location. It's memorable, and it's mostly just her face. And she's telling the entire story through her face and that single tear that's falling down.
Oh yeah,
and you get everything from that video just by watching her.
I'll tell you, when we did best 90s love song, or we did something like, I forgot what the topic was where I chose that song. Yeah. Amazing. No, when I picked Sinead O'Connor, I forgot which one it was. I don't know, we'll think of it in a bit. But anyways, yeah, so that music video is what sets that song apart, and it adds to the depth of the feelings from the lyrics. Like sometimes, like we said, the music video can enhance the song, and sometimes it can definitely hold it back.
Absolutely.
Where are you?
So let's go on to our honorable mentions. Bob, what do you got for us?
On the opposite end of that, we talked about Blink-182's music video, then of Tom DeLonge, of course. Bill Withers' "Ain't No Sunshine." I saw a music video. It wasn't a music video. It was a live performance of Bill Withers singing this song on a chair, sweating his ass off. never opened his eyes, and you could see the fucking pain in this guy's eyes singing "Ain't No Sunshine When She's Gone." I mean, like a fucking amazing performance. The band's like sitting on chairs or on a couch, and they're just playing the bass and guitar, and he's singing. And man, amazing performance. So it goes to show you don't need a great music video to have a huge impact on the song. I mean, he was amazing in it.
Bob, before you continue, just a minute on Bill Withers. First of all, your dad introduced me to Bill Withers, so I know he's a huge fan. One complaint: how many I knows were too many I knows in that song?
He needs you to know that he knows. I know.
A great song. Go ahead.
Yeah. Sinead O'Connor. I did have Sinead O'Connor. Nothing Compares. Just an amazing song. The Manhattans, Kiss and Say Goodbye. We mentioned that one, Rand.
Yes.
I messaged you that.
Yes.
Funny song. What's weird about the 50 songs when they sang those I Miss You, I Love You songs?
Well,
they always had the guy with the deep voice, baby. I miss you. And if I could just hold you one more time. Like, I love the fact, why do they all happen to do that? And a lot of their
something about
videos.
that song, Bob, is it's so innocent. That's like a song your grandparents sort of probably.
The grandparents that had 9 children, they weren't innocent. No, I'm just kidding.
Well, I mean, it's all about love before the internet fucked it up, right? But
yeah.
Go on. I'm sorry.
Yeah, no, you're all good. And lastly, I wanted to mention the Beatles. Yesterday, such a great song. And Now and Then. Now and Then is their latest release, the last song ever released. It was a John Lennon song that they re-recorded, re-released, fixed up, and it came out. I knew y'all heard it. Came out a couple of months ago. I was kind of floored by it. It sounded like them, but it also sounded different. If you haven't heard Now and Then, the lyrics to that one, the "I Miss You" song, and it's John Lennon singing it. Like, you don't know if he's singing it to Yoko, you don't know if he's singing it to Paul, if he's singing it to Ringo and George, if he's singing it to the band or his son. You don't know who he's singing it to, and the fact that he died in such a tragic way, and one of his last recordings was that song and those lyrics. It's pretty powerful, man. I really, really do dig that song. So if you haven't heard Now and Then,
Yes.
You got to check that out.
All right. I got
5 on it.
5 on it. Yeah. I got Broken by Seether. I'm mentioning the original version from the album. That's probably my favorite. I was never a fan of the duet remake with Amy Lee. Nothing against Amy Lee, just prefer the original. Anthony Hamilton's Charlene, great song. Pussifer's Potions. I don't know. I have this one and I want to ask you guys real quick. Neon Moon, is that an I Miss You song? Or is that more of a broken?
I think
heart
so.
song?
I like
Sing it
that.
to me. Sing it to me.
If you lose your one and only.
I think it's just a sad love song.
After that broke my heart. So I don't know, but yeah, I think it falls into many. I think these could be categorized into different genres.
Yeah,
Definitely an I Miss You song.
I hear that, but I hear also the broken. Well, obviously the broken hearted. So it's that one kind of just falls into everything. Just a great song anyway. Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd, of course. Faithfully, Journey. Nothing Else Matters by Metallica. I have You Seen Her by, and I hope I've never.
Tell me, have you seen?
Is it the Shy Lights? Is that how you pronounce? I've never really.
Shy Lights, yeah, great band.
Shy Lights. Have you seen her? 1 month ago, it got that guy.
The guy.
That guy talks like for 2 minutes. You're like, what are these fuckers?
Great.
gonna sing?
No, it's beautiful, sir. Beautiful.
Need you to know that I know. Where are you?
I got The World Spins Madly On by the Weepies. I think it's some other songwriters that are good. No,
Weepies are the wipes.
The Weepies?
No, I don't know.
Is it the Wipes?
The Oneaters.
No, I don't. The Oneaters.
You know the song. The World Spins Madly On. You know this one.
I don't
the
know that
world
song.
spins madly on. You
I'll
know?
have to look
Okay.
it up. Yeah. But
And it's kind of stupid, but of course, maybe it's a little stalkerish, right? Hey there, Delilah. I'm not saying it's the best, but I figured I'd mention.
Sing it. Do you think Tom DeLonge would have done a better
No.
job?
Probably. And hey there, I mean, he's writing like a bunch of letters to a girl that apparently, I don't know,
Yeah.
they say that it's like never liked him. Was like, hey, bitch, we only went out on one date. Like, could being so stalkerish.
clingy.
Maybe
yes.
it's terrible. But anyway, those are mine.
I was gonna talk about or mention I Wish You Were Here, but the lyrics, like there's a part in the song that sounds very I Miss You ish. Of course, how I wish you were here.
Well, the way
soul swimming in the fishbowl, but the opening was the lyrics kind of go off on a side tangent.
It is.
Back in.
We do know
It's about
even though
Sid.
even though he doesn't specifically say it, like it was it was about the guy that they're
Mhm.
Yeah, Sid Barrett.
and how they wished we know it. We already went into this, but anyway, yeah. What do you got, Ren?
I have Nothing Compares to You, Sinead O'Connor. Can't go wrong with that. I don't know if this is so much Miss You song. It kind of felt that way. Linger by the Cranberries. I'm not sure. Do you have to let it linger? Someone Like You, Adele. Break Even by The Script. Here Without You, Three Doors Down. Probably the only Three Doors Down song I like. What Hurts the Most, Rascal Flatts. I'll Be Missing You, Puff Daddy. It grew on me. I hated it when it came out. And I know that Sting is making like 6 figures a day by letting Puff Daddy borrow this song. Nobody knows.
Bad dancing. He dances terribly in that one.
We got Nobody Knows by the Tony Rich Project. Always Something There to Remind Me by Naked Eyes. Wish You Were Here by Pink Floyd and Incubus. Ain't No Sunshine, Bill Withers. Yesterday, the Beatles. It's So Hard to Say Goodbye to Yesterday, Boyz II Men. Sometime Around Midnight by the Airborne Toxic Event. Picture by Kid Rock and Sheryl Crow. One of the only good things Kid Rock has done in music. And for you kids, Driver's License, Olivia Rodrigo. Great song. Great I Miss You song. Have you guys heard it?
Who hurt you? Who hurt you?
Oh, man. No, we don't. I
my wife suggested that one. I think she's right.
I don't know. Well, good
pick. Good selection. Good job. I don't. Okay, how does it go? What's the song? I need to Google it because I don't
just Driver's License, Olivia Rodrigo. You'll find it in Apple or wherever you listen to your music. We don't want to.
Yeah. Or wherever you hear this.
And look at and I clicked on it, and then the like the screenshot for the music video is her lying in a bed. Surprise, surprise! And I Miss You song where somebody's lying in a bed.
It's when you miss people. You know,
I got my driver's license last week. She doesn't know about missing anyone. Get the fucking 14-year-old kid. Get the fuck out of here. Get out of here. I got my driver's license last week and I missed. Get the fuck out of here.
Is that it's complicated? Relationship status, it's complicated. What's complicated?
We're going to go on to our selections. I'm going first. And I have the first song, the best I Miss You song. And it is aptly titled Missing You by John Waite, 1984. So one of the best parts of this song is the very start of it. The intro comes in, it's mellow, sad with words, missing you, and you just keep hearing those whispers.
I'm sorry, I can hear the music. Wait, never mind. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
What was going on?
I'm so sorry, dude. I don't know why I had the video
playing in the background. He thought that you were playing it while you were singing.
Yeah.
Right? Randy wanted the mood music behind him.
I'm so sorry. Like I had the YouTube video up because I was listening to it while I was preparing, and I don't know why it just started playing. So I was like, why am I hearing the music? Because I didn't click it. I just started hearing it. I was like, Randy's playing the song in the background to give effect. What the fuck?
Motherfucker really wants to win this one.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry.
That's all right. That's all right. We'll start over.
I would love to keep this, but I don't know if you will.
We'll probably keep it. So I was only on my second bullet point. But anyway, the intro comes on, like you just heard, Joseph. It's very mellow, sad, with the repeated words, missing you, missing you. It's subliminal, rather suboral, I should say. So let's get it out there immediately. Genius level move on the chorus, going with the grammatically incorrect, I ain't missing you at all. If he goes with, I'm not missing you at all, or I'm not missing you whatsoever, that changes everything. That sounds crass. It's over polished. That one word change just makes you sympathize with him even more. And he's British too. This is a real guy who may or may not have an American high school diploma. We don't know. That's why we love the Baha Men, because they didn't ask whom let the dogs out. They asked who let the dogs out. John Waite is an accomplished musician. Formerly of the Babies, formerly of Bad English. You guys know that song, When I See You Smile. He's one of Ringo Starr. He's on Ringo Starr's All-Star Band. I couldn't find this fact online, but I distinctly remember hearing a story about John Waite listening to this song without the lyrics, and he immediately started shouting the chorus in the recording studio, and he ran with it. He started shouting, I ain't missing you at all. And everybody everybody froze up, goosebumps. We're going to go with that. Here's the downer. Waite's inspiration from this song came from him coming to America and leaving his wife behind in England. My wife was a long way away, Waite said in an interview. There were quite a few women in my life at the time, and it all came sort of floating to the top. Waite's feelings poured out of him in this song. And on one level, he missed his wife dearly, but on a more superficial plane, he didn't miss her at all, which is why he sang on the refrain, I ain't missing you at all. He's trying to convince himself. He wrote a chart-topping song that was based on an admission that ended his marriage. Go figure. But that's the power of music. That's what moves us, right? So this song is about denial and trying to fool yourself into thinking everything is going to be fine. It's all going to be copacetic. It's all going to work out. I don't miss this person. You tell your friends and you tell yourself that you're over that other person. You're fine and ready to move on, but only outwardly you're trying to convince yourself. Inside, something else is going on. Something different is going on inside of you. And of course, the alcohol will bring it out. So many times when a breakup occurs, it's that cognitive dissonance. So why I like this song, why I think it's the best, because I think it's so pure and honest. I have to talk about the music video. I know you guys watched the video. When the girlfriend storms off and the door flies open and breaks his nose at the beginning of the video, it's high comedy. I think it's funny. They should have probably left that part out. Also, I think the music video predicted social media stalking. His girlfriend is a model. She's an influencer in this video in 1984. So he sees her ad in the paper. He sees some dudes at a bar holding up her photograph. He's spotting her everywhere by photo stalking. So it predicted, internet stalking. It also predicted the death of payphones when he smashes one against the wall and breaks it. I thought that was a stupid scene with the payphone smashes. I have to point out what a jerk this guy is, though. In the song, there's a line that says, "You don't know how desperate I've become." So how do they capture this line in the music video? So John Waite's sitting at a bar, and this sort of bigger, curvaceous, older woman is looking at him up and down, and she starts hitting on him. And then the look of disgust John Waite gives her is deplorable. Then he laughs to himself. I mean, what kind of psychopath? Also, because he's the hero, the ex comes crawling back to him, knocking on the door, and he ignores her with his Walkman. The video is trash, but the song shows us that the music that's 40 years old or older continues to find us. It continues to make our way back into our lives. It's beautifully arranged. He does a great updated duet with this song with Alison Krauss. It's a moving song. It may sound very 80s, but it rings true today. Never goes out of style, guys. What do you think about this song?
I think it should have closed out Mannequin, the movie Mannequin in the 80s. It's got that feel to it. John Waite's Missing You. I ain't missing you at all. I don't get the emotion from it. You know what I mean? Like it's a good. I get it. It's an I Miss You song. I can give it that. The guy is obviously a douchebag from his in real life, not in just the music video. And by the way, him breaking his nose in the music video wasn't the funny scene. It's him wearing a cut off shirt with with zero muscle, mass or anything on him. Jesus Christ. And it was like a weird cut. It's like he tried to do it in his room, like with fucked up scissors. It's all crooked and weird and not cool like Billy Idol. It's just all fucked up. Good job, John Waite. I don't know, man. I like the song, but it doesn't really feel like a I Miss You song, or there's not enough feeling. Like even the people loitering outside the businesses, he's walking down the sidewalk singing. They're all looking at him like, bro, shut the fuck up. They all know he's full of shit because he's there whoring around on his wife in another country. Like, dude, get the fuck out of here. It's a comical music video, and it's supposed to be about missing someone, but then he doesn't miss someone, and then his ex-girlfriend sucking on a straw in a newspaper ad, and you're like. And then the girl with the big-breasted girl in the bar, like, what the fuck is this music video really about, dude? They're showing there's a lot of sexual innuendos going on in here. Yeah, but I mean, I missed her too after seeing her in the with the straw in the black and white photo. I was in, bro. I was in. Good job, John Waits. You fucked that up. Yeah, I thought I liked the irony of the music video when she knocks on the door and he has his Walkman on and he's like, "I'm not missing you at all," and like. It's just one of like a happenstance, you know what I mean? Fate. It's called fate, Randall, where you miss each other. But yeah, definitely, guys, a big douche. I would expect a little more emotion from an I Miss You song. I really didn't get it from it. It's not a bad song by any means. The music video's comical and kind of all over the place. There is a dinner scene where they're all sitting in the dark and she's crying. I'm like, well, of course she's crying. You can't even afford to pay the fucking lights, man. Turn the fucking lights on. I don't get that. I don't understand it. But anyways, it's an okay song. It's a good song. I just wish there was some more emotion to the song without the music video, if that makes any sense.
I actually think it's it's a good song. I do. When was it released, Ren?
1984.
1984. Oh, so it sounds, it's got I can hear the 80s. I honestly thought it might have come out in the early 90s. So good on him. Good song to listen to. I like the beat. It's a saddish sounding song. It's got a little pop vibe to it. So that I don't know. This can go back to like our opening questions on whether we think that the song has to be, completely melancholy, like all the way through, or can it be like a joyous, like
where are you
R&B song or even like a kind of the punk rock, song slow punk rock. But anyway, I've always heard the song and I've always just listened to it and said, oh, it's a good song to listen to, whatever. It's not one I'm turning up in my car or anything like that. But if it's on, I'm not going to change it. I had no problems with it whatsoever. So I've just kind of always listened to this song and always like, so when you suggested it, the first thing I immediately said was, that's not an I Miss You song. That's about not missing somebody. I've always like seen it as that. Like I've always heard it as like, oh, it's the guy like saying like, you know what, bitch? No, sorry. No, you know,
we're not cutting him.
Just seen him, Joseph threw his pencil and he died. Fucking hat came off his head. You know what, bitch?
I'm done with you. The parts that I've always heard sound like he was wronged and that he is like saying, you know, he's finally coming to the decision. Like he's like, you know what, I'm done. F this. I'm not missing you. I'm better off. You know, I'm standing up for myself. That's how I always interpreted the song. And this is just me. And I'm saying that because like, I'm trying to be honest and fair. I've always seen it as that. That's how I always knew it. So when you suggested, I went back, you know, I had to actually go back and kind of look at the lyrics and yeah, I can see. Yeah, I see that. I see that in the lyrics. I see him like saying the parts that sound like, you know, he's basically lying to himself, whatever, blah, blah, blah. He's actually really hurting and he is missing the girl. He's lying to himself and saying like, no, I'm not missing her. I'm not. So I get it. I get that part. That's it. The I miss you element is there because I can see that in the lyrics. I don't hate the selection at all. I've always just kind of viewed it as one way. So that's kind of hard to change for me. But it is a good song. It's a nice, easy listening song. There's nothing bad about it. Video aside, it's kind of funny. Yeah, I did watch it. I know we got to try to separate them, but you can't help but not watch this video. I did like those parts where he's kind of like, I wondered to myself, did they really just like guerrilla style film this? And everybody that was on the sidewalk was like, what the fuck is this guy doing? Just walking around with somebody with a boombox.
Just tired of hearing him sing.
Like, we just keep walking, yeah. And then that part where he broke the phone, I was like, you can't break the phone. Nobody, I can't even do that. Well, maybe I can, but I mean, that thing shattered like glass.
It did. It was a terrible special effect. Yeah. I know that John Waite, in reading the history of this song and video, he had terrible stage fright. So if you watch the video, he's never looking at the camera. He's like swaying his head back and forth. He's like very introverted. Yeah. Yeah, he does not like looking at the camera. He didn't want to be in front of the camera, but they wanted him because he's the guy that was going to sell the song. But I know that, and we all have those friends where we're going out, they're just fresh off breakups, and they're like, yeah, I'm going to go out there, I'm going to meet somebody new, I'm a new person. And then after about the fifth or sixth drink, they start missing that ex that they're not really over. And I think this song sort of capitalizes on that common feeling about that man or woman who breaks up with somebody, but outwardly says, you know, I'm free now, I'm going to go do what I want. But deep down inside, they have emotional scarring. They're not over the breakup. And this song just has a voice for them. And that's why I think it's such a great song.
Good selection on you for me to go back and to actually see that and to understand it. Yeah, I see it. He's lying to himself. There are some parts in there that can make you think otherwise, other than just the I'm not missing you at all. There are some stuff that kind of do sound like, you know, he is saying like, you know, yeah, like I mentioned, like that I'm fine. I'm going to get over you. But for the most part of it, it is like it's hidden in there. Good call. Good call.
Let me ask you this final question before we move on. The girl at the bar that hits on him, would either of you have?
I'm not answering that question.
And I was like, I just need you all to say yes. I can be like, okay, thank you. And I've been telling everybody.
She would have turned him into a man that night. You know, he would not. He would have written, when I see you smile, for her that night. Anyway,
we'll get into you smile. We'll turn that red hair brown. Gross.
Bob, what do you got for us?
Oh man, I went with 1999. Ironically, my freshman year in college, I went with Incubus. I Miss You, off of their third album, Make Yourself. This is a great song written by Brandon Boyd, the underrated Brandon Boyd. I know we've mentioned this before. I think Incubus is one of the most underrated alternative rock bands, probably of all time. I don't think they get enough credit for the amount of hits and music that they've given to rock. I think they're a great band. I think Brandon Boyd is an amazing lead singer and frontman, and I think he, again, doesn't get a lot of credit as he should. I mean, I think he should, because he was fantastic. I think Incubus is fantastic. I mean, I'm sure most of our audience, if not all of our audience, has at least one Incubus song that they connect to or they really, really like or they heard in high school or college or whatever. So I think that they put out great music, or they did at one point in time. They were putting out amazing stuff over and over again. The I Miss You song, though, I think this is their, again, I use the word underrated again. This is their most underrated song. This is a deep song. And I know they have a lot of deep cuts and great songs with great lyrics, with sad and emotional topics and stuff like that. But this one, man, I think this is their deepest. This is the song that'll choke you up if you let it. If you've had a bit of alcohol or you're thinking about somebody that you lost, this is the song. It's not I Wish You Were Here, it's I Miss You. And more specifically, it's their acoustic version to the song. Now, the original version is great, and I really like it, but their acoustic version with the harmonics and it's just fantastic. And the way he sings it and the way it comes across is just amazing. Not to mention that it has these lyrics, these deep lyrics that kind of connect with you, that hurt you a lot, especially if you're going through some shit. So if you've been through a breakup or you've lost someone recently or somebody that was close to you, a friend, a relative or something, this is the song, man. This is the song that'll tear you up. This is the song that'll catch you off guard a bit. A few of the lyrics. I see your picture. I smell your skin on the empty pillow next to mine. You have only been gone 10 days and already I'm wasting away. Like, that's it's like a far spectrum where it could be, this could be a high school kid talking about his girlfriend, and this could be, a 70-year-old man who just lost his wife, you know what I mean? And 10 days later, could be a lyric that really connects to him. So he could be tied into a lot of different people and a lot of different emotions and a lot of different situations. I tie this song in, especially that part of it, like to somebody who's passed away. I know that's not what the song was originally written for. Brandon Boyd wrote it about his girlfriend. They just came off this amazing, their first few singles, and they're getting popular, and they have to go on tour and to record a record, and he has to be away from his girlfriend. So he wrote, and not only did he write I Wish You Were Here, but he wrote I Miss You about his girlfriend at the time. So I know it's about that, but if you connect it in different ways, like I said, to a breakup, to losing someone, to somebody passing away, it can really fit in a lot of different molds. Again, Incubus, man, underrated band. Brandon Boyd, an amazing singer, an amazing songwriter, and this is one of his songs that really showcases a little bit of all that. What do you guys think about it?
I agree with you on a lot of points you made on Incubus and Brandon Boyd. Such a great band, such an underrated band. I like how in some band pictures, Incubus 100% looks like a rock band, and in some other pictures, they look like 5 high school kids randomly put together for a group assignment. Kind of weird. A very sweet, simple song, no additives, no preservatives. Brandon Boyd can morosely sing the Outback Steakhouse menu, and it would be a hit. Yeah. I mean, he's that good. By the way, when was the last time either of you have been to an Outback Steakhouse?
They fucking closed it down here, man. I haven't had the Victorian steak. It was delicious. Or the onion, what the fuck was that called?
Yeah, the bloomy, or Awesome Blossom, or the
Blooming Onion. That what it's called? No, I don't know what the fuck it's called. No, it might have been both.
Blooming Onion.
They had that brown bread that was amazing.
There's one Outback Steakhouse kind of close to my house, and I always ask my wife, let's go eat there. She's like, no. So next day off by myself, I'm going to go hit up the Outback Steakhouse. I'm going to get a blooming onion, some brown bread, and the Victorian steak or whatever. I have not
been bloated with zero shame.
Listening to Incubus. But I have not been to an Outback Steakhouse since summer of 2006. So next solo day off, I'm going. Anyway, how is that place still in business? I don't know. Australians, even bigger in the U.S., than ever before, but let's shout out the original Crocodile Dundee, Paul Hogan. Better than Keith Urban, better than both Hemsworth brothers. By the way, guys, we do have a good amount of Australian listeners, and we love you guys. Thank you for the Outback Steakhouse. Thank you for Kylie Minogue. We love you. Anyway,
I love kangaroos.
Back to Incubus and Brandon Boyd. He has this voice that just fits with songs about longing and despair. It's not just the way he sounds. He immerses himself in the sound, every pause, every inflection, every breath. He is so damn good. I don't know why he never went off to a solo career. I mean, I'm glad he's still with Incubus, but that guy could have been a great solo artist too, especially around the early 2000s. This song is about that feeling when you're madly in love, but you have to be away from that person, usually for work. I mean, you miss this person terribly, and you want them to know that you're thinking about them. And this time, Brandon Boyd, was involved with an English woman named Joe English. English woman named Joe English. Okay. She was the subject of their song Stellar, which was, I think, one of their first big hits. It's a great song, by the way. And she's likely the inspiration for I Miss You. The acoustic version is better. The studio version is not bad. I liked it a lot, but I can do without the pressing of the buttons on the spaceship stuff Incubus likes to add to all their fucking songs.
So does U2.
The song is from their third studio album, 1999's Make Yourself, which is considered their breakthrough album. It had hit singles like Stellar, Drive, Pardon Me, and of course, this song. Tensions arose between band members during the making of this album, which led to them briefly entering group therapy. So Boyd reflected on the tension in a 2001 interview with Spin Magazine, saying that when we were making music together, it's like five men making love in a very platonic sense. It's very erotic because your spirits are intermingling and you've become one. It's also why it gets so heated. You're tapping into the electricity that's very primal. That's exactly how I would describe us working on this podcast together, by the way, guys. Anyway, sure. If I say it, it's weird, but if Brandon Boyd says it, it's beautiful and spiritual, whatever.
It's beautiful.
Incubus, still an important band, but they had their apex run from about 1999 to 2007. I know it's unfair to say that, but they were mainstream, and mainstream at that time, it shouldn't define their success is what I'm trying to say, but it was some of their most important work. 8 years is an incredible run, but I feel for this band that's still touring, because they should have had a longer apex. They're so damn talented. Brandon Boyd's good. Everybody on that band is awesome. It's unfair that a band like Coldplay that came around at the same time, hit it big that time, they had a longer apex. And I know, things factor in, but still, I like this song a lot, Bob. I know I've talking a lot about the band and about Brandon Boyd and how I wish Incubus were bigger than what they were. But I think this song is one of those songs that signifies that they were immensely talented. All their songs were incredible. This was a band that didn't sound the same on every album. They grew, they evolved, but they weren't as big as I was hoping they'd be, because I think they're amazing. They're awesome. Joseph, what do you think?
I definitely like this song. This was one of my favorite albums back when it was released. Probably, the one that I guess their breakthrough success, the one that really, really made them famous. It was actually Pardon Me. That was a song that I heard first that what started all. And actually, I got to see these guys at the height of this this album release. So that was actually really cool. I've always liked this song too. Nitpick with it, I guess, is a little short, but it's fine. It's like Randy says, it doesn't need to be anything more than it is. Like I like how Randy described it. No, what did you say? No fillers, no adjectives.
No killers, no fillers. Yeah,
trying to use some big words there, but
not the size that counts. How you use it, Joseph.
Fucking around. As much as I like this song, and I actually like this version better than the acoustic. I know Randy gave his thought on that. He says the acoustic's better. Bob, did you have an opinion on that?
I like it. I definitely said the acoustic was better, dude. I think it's a better version.
That's interesting. I might mention the same thing in a little bit in a while, but the opening lines, like it's definitely, there's a difference. It's an I Miss You song. It is, no doubt. The singer, the point of view from the person is how they miss this love of theirs so much that, and I like how Bob highlighted that verse in the song, the I see your picture, I smell your skin. The only thing that I guess is off, or it's not off about it, it's just a different, but that's fine. The interpretation we gave to these songs in the beginning is they can come from different places and have different meanings and be about different people and about different situations. This is something similar to that in the fact that they're together. It's different from Randy's selection. It'll, where they're not together anymore, but this one, they are together. They're together, but it's so good and it's so awesome. And it's such I guess, a wonderful love that being away from them for however long, a day or two or a week, or in this case, 10 days, is you love them so much that, you sucks and you miss them. I like the part at the end, the promise of seeing you again soon. I miss you so much and I can't wait to see you. It's a different view. I like it. I do like the song. I can always listen to the song. I guess it's just me nitpicking that it's a little bit different. That opening line is more of an I love you song, I guess, before you find out that it's about I miss you. Because that whole opening verse, and even to the part where it says, you do something to me that I can't explain, like that's just a pure love poem in itself. And then it comes with the line, so would I be out of line if I said I miss you? And if the song wasn't called I Miss You, you'd kind of wonder, like, well, what do you mean I miss you? Like, it's just me being,
what happened?
Yeah, like what happened? What happened? You were singing such a beautiful love song. It was such a great, great poetry and whatnot. What happened? Why do you miss her? And then he goes into the, to the next part. You hear that. So it's two songs in one, kind of,
And it's a very short song. It's like 2.5 minutes. It's really quick. But let me ask you guys this, because I didn't talk much about the song. I think it's a phenomenal song.
You know what you're doing. That's all you need.
I want to ask, is Incubus underrated? Did they have a proper, I guess you could say, apex? Because obviously we're thinking mainstream here, and that doesn't define success. But you had a lot of bands that sounded like them. Hoobastank, for instance.
Fuck those guys.
Yeah, like Hoobas. Like let's be real. Hoobastank was a fucking Incubus clone. Like straight up. Like
the lead singer just fucking threw his apple juice at the wall. It's like, what did this guy say?
Do you think when the history books write their passage on Incubus, will they be a Hall of Fame rock and roll band, or did they not have a long enough career at the apex?
I think they have the credentials to definitely be, but I can see why they wouldn't be. It would be one of those situations where it's like long after due. Like when we hear about the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inducting bands that like are so
let's induct LL Cool J, but not like a fucking band. Like I think a rock band. I know it's subjective, but like they let a lot of people in that probably shouldn't be into that, like that don't fit the genre, or like didn't have a shitload of a success. I know that Incubus doesn't have the longevity, but if you look at the singles and hits that they have a fuckload of them, dude.
They do, yeah.
I think they deserve. At the time, I think they were definitely deserving of all the fame and attention and the accolades and whatnot. I still think they're very deserving of that recognition to this day, whether or not the career was as long or as other bands. I know they recently re-recorded their Morning View album, and they're going to re-release it. Why they do that in these situations, I don't know. Maybe it's a money thing where they don't own the original masters for that album, so they're re-recording and releasing it on their own. I heard some of the songs off of it, and well, they're older, so he does sound a little bit different, but he does sound good. Like he still does sound good. The arrangements, it's a whole different thing. I think they're touring again, and I definitely would love to see these guys live if I had a chance.
I think they're coming to Austin in, I want to say May. I can't. I don't remember, but I was
gonna
looking
be May. Okay, we gotta look that
their
up.
Tour dates. I will end with this. I know we're talking a lot about the band rather than the song,
cool.
but I just feel like when you think about all those bands that hit big in 1999. I would say the band that won that year that debuted is Coldplay, because they had like 20-year run of amazing success. And I kind of feel bad for a band like Incubus, who I felt was a better band and actually put out as good mainstream songs as Coldplay did, but they didn't get the pub and the recognition that a Coldplay received. They had the great singer, great good-looking guy. He could sing the phone book. They had a great band. But I don't know if the fact that they added a DJ to their band, or I don't know what it was that
probably
made it sound, yeah.
I was about to say probably.
He also didn't date Gwyneth fucking Paltrow.
I was gonna say too, what happened, and this is not a knock to Coldplay. Okay, I like Coldplay songs too. Coldplay's got some great music, especially that first album. But Coldplay sounds more, not only for young adults, but it was also, the songs were good to where your parents liked them. They were a modern contemporary hits that were playing on those radio stations where people in their, at the time, late 30s, 40s, and whatnot, and older were digging Coldplay songs.
Yeah,
they weren't playing Pardon Me on 107.9.
Yeah, stellar dig. Some great classic songs by Incubus. Let's move on with the final selection. What do you got for us, Joseph, for best I Miss You song?
Well, definitely not best, but very much a favorite of mine.
You always have to push that. Just say it's the best.
No, we're not.
It's like, no, it's my best. Just say it's my best.
My best.
It's my best.
I'm going to talk about a song called Villains of Circumstance by Queens of the Stone Age off of their Villains album released in 2017. So the most recent one of the three. So Right off the back, the opening bass line of this is immediately, it's an immediate dreadful stroll. It's actually really, really beautifully depressing. If you're missing someone, then there should be some dread. You know, you should be feeling that. So there should be some dread involved in how you feel when you're missing someone. So right off the back, we're good from the beginning, just with that opening bass. I've always really liked these different, you know, dread-filled songs that the band, and particularly Josh Homme, has written, similar to, like, I know that you guys might not know these songs, but maybe some people that know Queens in the Stone Age, similar to like Mosquito Song, Burn the Witch, Like Clockwork. These are all some great songs you should check out. But this one, it's hard to put into words the slow building longing of the song. It's about longing and loyalty both at the same time, but it's easily open to interpretation, and there's a bit of desperation in there in the lyrics. In this case, distance is a factor, and you know, you can miss someone when you're far away. So this is you know, it's like we've talked about, these songs all can be, you know, almost anything. Somebody somewhere, someone, a love, a relative, whatever. The opening line obviously makes this clear. I know we were talking about, you know, saying actually "I miss you" in the song. The opening line of the song says, "I miss you now. What's come over me? We're hostages of geography." I think that's great opening line. I've been in relationships where distance was a bit of a factor, and it suffered because of it. I've been in situations where the distance was the thing that did it in for any, or ruined any potential for a relationship. So that, you know, that sucks. It's something that you deal with. The song kind of speaks to that for you. This song, like I said, gives me that sense about a relationship that suffered, probably ended due to distance, and coming to that realization that because of it, you know, it's not going to get better. And the storyteller tells you that and how it's affecting him. These are great lyrics. One of my favorite lines in the song is when the storyteller says, "There's no magic bullet, no cure for pain. What's done is done till you do it again. Life in pursuit of a nameless prey. I've been so close, I'm so far away. It's so hard to explain, so easy to feel." I think that's kind of how the song, you know, made me feel. Like when I hear it, when I'm like, it's kind of like, it's weird. I don't know. Maybe it's just me. Maybe you guys have a better way of interpreting the song. It's a really beautiful song, and I think it's one that you should definitely check out if you haven't. I will mention, since we talked about acoustic versions for "I Miss You" in Incubus, there is YouTube videos of Josh Homme playing this live acoustically at a show, and to be honest with you, they're amazing. I think they really are great. A lot of people have said in comments and whatnot that they really should have done the album version like this, like it should have just been a slow acoustic song, something like that, because it brings that feeling more to the forefront of this song. But I think the album version is really great too. I do personally love the acoustic live versions that he's done, but the album version is really great. And I think you should check it out, and I thought I would share it with you guys. What do you think?
You pronounce his name Josh Homme, right, Joseph? Is that the way you pronounce it?
That's how I pronounce it, and that's how I've seen to say it's pronounced. Homme.
Okay, I just want to make sure.
Like Homme, so I'm like, I've always been like, "Hey, Josh Homme."
I just want to make sure. Okay, I'll start. Okay, I have a bad history with Queen of the Stone Age. I tried downloading No One Knows on LimeWire, and it gave my computer a virus. So how dare me trying to steal free music lead to that? I'm just pissed off.
That was the wrong kind of video you're looking for. Maybe you typed in the title wrong.
For the studio version, I would pick the first 2 minutes of this song was a little too slow for me. It was like a nap a little bit. A lot of echoes and strings. Then it kicks in, and then it turns into something. It starts moving a little bit. Then it goes away into this macabre. Then it picks up again. It sounds great. I like some parts of this song, and I wasn't really sold on it. I thought, oh, the song's okay. The last minute is Halloween music. It's very Wednesday Addams. But then, Joseph, I clicked on the acoustic version. That Josh Homme performed.
I even shared it with you. I was like, I got to share the acoustic version just because they might not be able to hear the lyrics properly, or it might, and kind of what you're mentioning. So that's why I shared the acoustic version with you. I'm sorry.
And I really felt the song during the acoustic version. I feel that for those individuals who have been in relationships that were affected by long distance, you almost feel as if this outward factor sabotage something good in your life. And then you think about it, and then it doesn't make sense until you end up with the person you're meant to end up with. But anybody who just breaks up because of distance, you almost feel like there was like this unfair, pull of the rope that caused you to break up with somebody instead of like actual feelings of not wanting to be with them. It seems like you're a victim of circumstance. And I think this song frames it perfectly. Listening to that acoustic version, Joseph, it completely changed my mind about the song. What a baller this guy is. He just exudes coolness. One of the most underrated musical voices of any genre. I don't think anybody talks about him enough. I didn't even know how to pronounce his name. Josh Homme does this thing with his voice where he floats it up high and gently drops it down to this assertive rock tone. But he doesn't do it. He doesn't do an erratic shift like a lot of vocalists do. He guides you up and down. It's like so smooth. He has such control of the transition of his voice, and that's just so impressive. The rest of the band doesn't do much on the acoustic version, but stare at Josh in shock, kind of the way you guys stared at me during that intro. I was screwing up. Anyway, I'm liking the acoustic version. It gets rid of all the ancillary dark stuff that accompanies the album version. I think it's much better. I still think that this song is for exes who have tasted each other's blood and like to dress up as goth pirates, and that's probably why you like it. I shouldn't say
goth pirates.
I shouldn't say pirates, since that's what I try to do with their music on LimeWire. Anyway, Queen of the Stone Age.
It does fit my style. Let's be honest.
So Josh Homme, this is a quote I'm reading. He debuted this song about longing in a concert for James Lavelle's Meltdown Festival. That's where he debuted the song. He told Rolling Stone, "I wrote it in a hotel in Austria, and it all came at once, which is a real luxury and a rarity. A couple of days later, I played it acoustically at Meltdown. It just felt really natural that way." The entire album is we're doing this for us. It's not about likes, or it's not about getting clips on the internet. And I respected that. So even if I did hate this song, Joseph, the band would say, "Good, that's exactly what we expected. Fuck off. It's for us, not for you." You and your dorky podcast. Dave Grohl played drums for us in our band. You've only had Joe Michael on, so relax.
Joe Michael is a saint.
It's the closing track of the album, by the way. Great lyrics. I miss you now. What's come over me? We're hostages of geography. What a killer line. Many people have been there and they've lost someone due to distance, as I mentioned, and it's a motherfucker. When the reason to break up is location, it's a sabotage and an unfair reason for many, and many see that way. I can't see you, so I can't be seeing you. Or in this case, going through a messy custody battle as he's missing his children. He's mentioned this about the song. By the way, Josh Homme should probably stop putting Satan on his album covers if he wants more visitation rights with his kids. I'm just saying. Okay. It strikes an incredible lonely tone. And what's the gut punch feeling of missing someone? It's not anger. It's not resentment. It's not confusion. It's not even sadness. It's loneliness and the fear of how long you will dwell in that emotion. And this song conveys it well. Big fan of the acoustic version. The album version can go away like a long distance relationship that didn't work out. Great ending to an album that is full of rock swagger. I really like the acoustic version. Bob, what are your thoughts?
I'm going to agree with you all on certain things, and I totally disagree with you all on certain things. Now, first off, I definitely do agree that the studio version isn't their best version. It's like this dark gothic Neil Diamond shit, right? I couldn't.
That's exactly what he's going for.
I heard the song and I was like, how the fuck is it a song about missing you? I don't even understand what he's saying because all the dark, ominous tones in the background and everything that was going on that really threw me off. Switching over to the acoustic version, you get the lyrics, you get a little more insight as to the situation. I definitely like the acoustic version better. I think it comes across in a different light that you can hear the lyrics without actually having to look them up, under candlelight while, under a Pentagon ching out, because Jesus Christ, this guy. But I definitely like the acoustic version better. However, this is a disagreement with both of y'all. Joseph, what is the opening lyric?
I miss you now. What's come over me? Or
Keep it
victims
continue.
of geography.
Who the fuck thinks that that's such a sexy line? Yo, the what has come over me? Oh, it just must be our geography. Sounds like a shitty history teacher coming off of the lyric. Like, how do both of y'all think that that's such a great lyric? That's such a that connects with me. You could have just said you've moved so far away, and I would have probably felt that more rather than geography. Jesus,
it's kind of like a Grease 2 song in that
yeah,
regard,
it's
but
Grease
no,
2
but
me.
it's a great line. Go ahead.
It's not a great. I'm gonna put that lyric up and say, yeah, great lyric. Or other than that opening line, I thought the lyrics were good. I thought that the tone of the song was it came across really well in the acoustic version, except not the studio version so much. But like you said, it's for them, and Joseph chose the song because it's for him because he's an asshole. So, but yeah, I don't think that it's the greatest "I Miss You" song of all time. It's a very good one. I do like the tone of the studio version, just don't like the fact that you can't hear the lyrics. And the acoustic version, it's a lot more heartfelt, and it allows people to connect to it a little bit more.
Great topic, great episode. But let's talk a little bit about our final thoughts. What are your last thoughts about "I Miss You" songs?
Everyone has someone they miss.
Yes. There's always going to be, we're always going to have a situation where something, we're reminded of something, whether it's someone, it's always someone, whether it's the circumstances of your, it's kids,
Geography.
A loved one, an ex loved one, or a family member. They're always there. That feeling never goes away. And so these songs are good to, even if you just need a little moment of yourself to kind of, get that emotion out, privately to yourself. And, you play them, you listen to one, or you listen to two, however many you need. They're there for you. It's therapy in a way, it's therapeutic.
Yeah, I agree with that, dude. Definitely therapy. These kind of songs, they definitely like cut to the core and kind of, hit a soft spot for a lot of different people for a lot of different reasons and have a lot of different meanings. So I think they're this type of song that'll continue to be made, and the classics are the classics. But definitely, I mean, people will be making this song or this type of song from here until probably the end of time.
So we've all been hit hard by these "I Miss You" songs at some point. What's crazy is that some songs that you associate with missing someone, they don't have to be blatantly about the subject of missing somebody. I remember going to a funeral for a family member at a very young age and listening to Toto's "Africa" as I was getting dressed. And I forever associate that song with that person. So every time I hear "Africa" by Toto, I think about that funeral. I think about that person. The lyrics typically delve into feelings of emptiness, loneliness, and the desires to be reunited with that person being missed. We've all experienced it, so we all can relate to an emotion that's being put to poetry and melody. And I think these songs best exemplified those feelings because, like I said, whether you're at a breakup and you're missing somebody, you're at a funeral, you lost somebody, what do you turn to? You turn to those songs that reminded you of that person, or the songs about missing people that will help sort of soothe you or ease your comfort because people have felt this way in the past. So great topic. I enjoy talking about it. Before we wrap up, guys, two quick things. I want to ask your opinion about the Beatles biopics. For those who don't know, Sam Mendes, great director, is releasing 4 Beatles biopics in 2027. Each film there's going to be 4 different films. Each film is going to be about a different Beatle, about the same circumstance from each point of view. So I think the background's going to be the same, but each of them will have the point of view of a different Beatle. What do you guys think? Are you co-signing on this? Are you all in?
Yeah, that's cool, man. I dig that. I love biopics. I love when they they do like documentaries and they get the perspective of one certain member, especially of a band. A band is so massive as the Beatles. It'll be really cool to see the perspective of each member and see what they're feeling, what they were thinking, how they were responding, like behind closed doors as to what the hell was going on with the band. So I'm all in, dude. I love the Beatles. I watched the John Lennon documentary about his assassination a few weeks ago, and it was just it was amazing stuff. So I'm all in on that.
I don't know if 4 movies is the way to go. I think you can do a really good. And as I was trying to, because what I wanted to say was that I don't think 4 films is necessary. I think you can just do a really, really good, awesome movie. I understand, okay, if you want to, and I'm not knocking the situation, of course, I'm going to watch them, but you can do a really long, even if it's 2 parts, even if it's like 2 stories is one movie, 2 stories is the other movie, and they all intertwine. But I guess he really wants to go into detail, and maybe, of course, there's plenty of story to tell from each person. So yeah, a plethora. So it's just gonna take a while, right? I mean, is he shooting them all simultaneously and releasing them all? Because according to the internet, it says they're all going to be released in 2027. So I guess he's got plenty of time to shoot all 4 of them.
That's pretty cool though, man. I like the fact that something different that hasn't really been done before, and I like that.
The only thing I don't like about it is I guess it's going to be kind of a situation like, okay, like Beatles, like diehard fucking Beatle fans will go see all of them, but you're going to have the people that are going to be like, I don't really care about like Ringo's fucking story. And it's gonna
Ringo's fucking awesome.
No, but it's gonna happen, and then they're gonna compare it. They're gonna compare it in the news. You're gonna be like, well, fucking Paul McCartney's movie made more money than Lennon's movie, which might happen. I can see that happening. But it just creates unneeded like
we're waiting for Randall's
for
it's coming.
That everybody likes.
Well, I wrote most of the songs, and I think I should bring in most of the profits, No. It's terrible. I wasn't ready for it. But I will say this, and I kind of agree with you, Joseph, in a sense. I don't think one movie could do it, because if you watch a lot of these biopics, like the Queen biopic, even the Iron Claw biopic, they took a central character of the band or of the faction or of the family, and they had that point of view. I don't think you could do that with the Beatles. It's too vast. I think this has to be a miniseries. I think if you do an 8-episode Netflix series and give each Beatle 2 episodes, I think that would be awesome. I don't think you got to do
a better budget.
Yeah, you would need a bigger budget. But I'm interested to see how if anybody can pull this off, it's Sam Mendes. So if let's see, or Mendes, let's see if he could pull this off. I think he'd be great. Last thing I want to say, Mendes. I think he's British. Okay. Last thing I want to say, Joseph, good
British,
call.
Isn't it?
Good call. Good call on Reservation Dogs. I saw the first 2 episodes. There's only 28 episodes, right? It's
3 seasons.
Done. 3 seasons. Okay.
There's like each season is like 7 to 8 episodes.
Quick watch. I watched those 2 episodes really quick. I said, okay, watch. I'm gonna make sure and
I can't wait for you to get to season 2 finale. There's gonna be something you're really gonna love.
I love
and I know you're gonna message me about it. You're gonna message us about it.
It reminded me of a lot of these great Native American movies. Like HBO had this movie called Grand Avenue, which is great. Check it out if you have the opportunity. Dance Me Outside's a great movie about Native American culture, and Smoke Signal. So when I watched Reservation Dogs, it took me back to these like 90s independent movies about Native Americans and life on the reservation. So I really enjoyed it. So good call. I'm going to go ahead and finish that. So excellent.
Do it. Go Lily Gladstone.
All right, everybody. So that's our show. Listeners, we'd love to hear from you. Hit us up and let us know what you think the best I Miss You song is. Most importantly, let us know what you think about the show. You may reach us at formidableopponents@gmail.com and follow us on all forms of social media by searching for Formidable Opponents. We want to thank Creative Little Pill for her great artwork. Please follow her on Instagram at Creative Little Pill. Please rate and review us on any podcast platform you're listening to us on. Join us next episode. We'll be back with one of Bob's suggestions, worst dancing in a music video.
Yes. Can't wait for that one.
We're going to get out of this lovelorn crap. We're going to go into something a little more light. So for Bob and Joseph, this is Randall. We'll see y'all next week.
Would I be out of line?
Where are you?